Hey, Gillan here from the Brokerage Inc. Thanks for joining us today for the Broker Link podcast. Today, we are going to be diving into a very common topic this time of year, which is what should you be looking for in an FMO, IMO, or GA? Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Broker Link, your trusted source for growing your insurance business. Brought to you by the Brokerage Inc.
All right. So a lot of folks that are, whether they're new to this industry or they've been in it a while, they start looking for FMO, IMO, GA partnerships. Oftentimes it's right around the AEP. And if you've been in this for a while, you know that there is this thing called carrier blackouts, and that prevents people from being able to transfer certain times of the year. But as we start a new year, this is the open time to making these decisions. And so today I want to help you if you are in that process of figuring it out. We're going to talk about what you should be looking for. So before we dive into what to look for, let's take it a step back and talk about what exactly is this FMO, IMO, GA thing we're talking about. FMO simply stands for Field Marketing Organization. IMO, Independent Marketing Organization, GA, General Agency, right? But all of these mean an insurance marketing organization that's a third party that works between an independent broker and an insurance carrier. A lot of times you'll hear the word FMO when you're talking to like a Medicare broker. You might hear IMO more commonly with life insurance focused brokers, and GA you often hear more on the health insurance under 65. But they all mean the same thing. The insurance carriers lean on these entities to provide recruiting, contracting, training, licensing, and support at no charge to you, the independent broker. So the way this all began was that in the early days of the life and health insurance industry, most agents were captive, right? Which meant that they worked for a particular carrier and they represented that product. And that may be even you today that's listening to this. This model worked well for a while, but a few changes contributed to create this third-party entity, right? First of all, new products were introduced to the market that increased consumer demand. So thinking like Medicare Advantage, for example, complete shift in how seniors got their insurance here in the United States. Consumer preferences shifted towards unbiased shopping with a broker. People started to desire someone to sit down with them and help them compare their plan options rather than just looking at one plan, right? And then on the business side, insurance carriers wanted to decrease their overhead while increasing their production, right? So if I'm an insurance carrier, why would I want to facilitate all of the admin back end for thousands of independent brokers out in the field when I could just outsource that to a third party? So that's a little bit of the backstory. So now that we have a brief understanding of these marketing organizations, let's talk about what you should be looking for. So the way I'm going to break this down is available carriers, contract structure, service and support, technology and business processing, company history and reputation, release process, and then a few other things to note as well. So first of all, in order to be successful in this business, obviously you need to represent the best products in the area you serve, right? So you could go to like Medicare.gov or healthcare.gov and run quotes in the area that you're wanting to serve. Then turn around to the potential FMO that you're looking at and make sure that they represent these carriers. Very important. You can see star ratings. You can see what the most popular plans and carriers are. And then you want to make sure that you can get access to those through your FMO. You should also check what product lines they have available. So if you sell Medicare plans, does this FMO offer products that go well with Medicare plans, right? So if I sell a MedSup, a dental plan, or if I sell a Medicare Advantage, a hospital indemnity. What about life insurance? So as you're thinking about a comprehensive portfolio, you want to be with an FMO that can provide you support in all of those areas. They need to be diverse in the products they offer. The next thing, and this one gets people a lot, and that is the contract structure. You want to make sure that you are in a fully vested contract from day one. What does that mean? Well, if you want to be independent, and if you're listening to this podcast, I'm going to safely assume that that's kind of more where you're leaning, right? You want to be with an entity where the business is truly yours. So if I sell a policy to someone, let's say that I don't like this FMO anymore, I want to move to a different one, that's fine. It's your client. It's your business, right? And that's called a fully vested contract. There's some FMO, IMO structures out there where they will tell you it's fully vested, but then if you look into the details, you'll find out it's vested after a certain amount of years with them, right? Or there's other structures where they own the client for life. You never own the client. Definitely want to make sure you understand the difference, okay? Because the FMO is making a percentage of commission on top of the full commission, right? If you ever decide to leave this FMO, you want to make sure your business will go with you. You could also, if you have aspirations to build your own agency, right? You also want to make sure there is the capability with this FMO to obtain a higher level contract in the future, right? So a lot of insurance carriers have requirements on this, such as a minimum of like 5 agents in your agency if you want to get a higher contract. If you want to recruit agents and build an agency, make sure the FMO is willing to support you, right? Because oftentimes what you'll find is like the brokerage Inc. is an FMO, and we have direct contracts with carriers. But we have several agencies affiliated with us who may refer to themselves as an FMO, right? Because by definition, you could say that they are. But if you were to partner with them, you may not have the same ability to build your own agency that you would have had coming direct to the brokerage. So, fully vested contracts, and make sure that your FMO is being transparent about their relationship with the carrier. Ask the question, are you directly contracted with, name the carrier, Humana, or are you under an upline, right? That's important to know. Here at the brokerage, we love technology that helps to streamline your Medicare business. And if that's you, I want to tell you about a great resource provided by the Brokerage Inc., and that is called Simply Enroll. We describe it as the broker's alternative to Medicare.gov. It's powered by Sunfire, and it's the #1 independent platform for advising Medicare Advantage shoppers. With Simply Enroll, you can quote, compare, and enroll on any device, meaning that you can quickly find the right plan for each client, compare the rates and benefits of their current plan, add their doctors. It's like Medicare.gov, but so much better. You can find savings and coverage for prescription drugs. You can even earn additional income by using the platform because things like health risk assessments and value-based care referrals are built into the platform. And to make it even better, you can meet your clients where they feel the most comfortable. You can do it through text, through email. This system is great. So if that interests you, did I mention it's free? Oh yeah, So go to simplyenroll.com and click sign up today to set up your account. Simplyenroll.com. All right, the next thing, training, service, and support. This one is a big deal in this day and age. Does someone answer the phone when you call? Or do they at least get back to you as soon as they can? Do they respond to your emails? It's been amazing talking with folks like our president here, Mike Smith, about deals that he has secured simply by calling someone back. And he's often said he's just shocked at how he's gotten these huge agency partners simply because he returned their phone call. We hear agents coming to us all the time saying, yeah, my previous upline, they just ignored me. They wouldn't answer my call. They wouldn't answer my email. So I'm out of there. Well, you want to make sure you don't get in that situation, right? Because an FMO makes money based on your production. If you write an application under that FMO, they do make a cut of that. So you would hope that they at least have the decency to return your phone calls, right? Very important. When you need a quote or you have a question, you want your marketing organization to be there for you. They should even be available to visit with you one-on-one to answer any questions or train you on a particular area of the market. It's also important that you're partnered with someone who is regularly offering trainings, whether that's live, in-person, virtual. You want to be with someone who prioritizes education. Very, very important. Because like our motto here is we want to help you grow your insurance business. We're always trying to grow. And if you're growth-minded, you want to make sure you're on top of the trends in the industry, that you're using the latest resources and technology and marketing available to you. And so if you see an FMO that doesn't seem to offer regular training, that might tell you a little bit about the kind of folks that you're partnering with, right? So that's something to consider. Another thing to consider is new business processing. And I also tie into that technology, right? Most carriers offer online applications, but sometimes you're going to need to use paper because there's an internet malfunction, or you're in an area where you don't have signal, or there could be all kinds of situations. And a lot of people have just gone 100% all in on the, technology and the automation. But you also want to be with a partner that can be there to help you in those rare situations as well, right? Make sure that the FMO is able to not only handle sending new business, but can also scrub your application for potential errors and can follow up with carriers if you need proof of submission. So that's a big thing a lot of people kind of overlook. Another thing that goes with that, make sure you're partnered with an FMO that offers you quoting and enrollment technology to help you facilitate new business processing that way. The next thing, this goes into reputation, time in the business. This stuff is important. There's a lot of, we'll call them startup FMOs or tech-first FMOs that look kind of cool on the surface, right? They got a nice website and big promises. Or maybe this is like an FMO that is actually underneath another one, but they make big promises. But the truth is, like, they haven't really been in the business more than a year or two. And that can sound cool, and I don't want to, knock on those folks, but the FMOs who have been in the business a long time generally have made it this long for a reason, right? If they've been in the industry for decades, they generally are going to have the experience and knowledge to lead you in the right direction, right? Not to mention stronger relationship with the carriers, right? Years and years and years of relationship with certain carriers, higher contracts as a as a result of that, and also leads to pass on to you. That's something that you want to consider for sure. The next part is release process. So what happens if you decide to change direction and you want to switch to another FMO for whatever reason? Be sure that you have an open release policy with the FMO of your choosing, right? Some FMOs will not allow you to change organizations, and carriers have release policies as well. So you definitely don't want to get in a situation where you have to walk away from business that you've worked really hard to build. We have previous episodes that Chris, our media producer, will link to where we've heard stories from folks like Louise Roberson, our new agent advisor, where she had signed up with an agency, not understanding this. They didn't pay her commissions. She ended up losing that business because she was in a captive setting and they didn't have an open release policy. So make sure you're paying attention to all of that, right? Now, think about it. Everything I've talked about today, I haven't even mentioned like leads or marketing programs or any of that, because I would argue that every FMO that's worth its weight is going to promote those types of programs, right? Like, let's be honest enough to admit that if the name marketing organization is in their title, they're probably going to offer programs like what we offer, which is retail marketing, provider marketing, community, direct mail, online. And that's important. You need those things. But as you're deciding what to look for, what to watch out for, rather, you have to kind of take a deeper look into this. It's very important that you know what you're signing up for. To start to finish this up, I want to talk personally for just a second to you. You know, when I started in this industry, the brokerage, we had a lot of FMO competitors, or FMO, IMO, GA. Again, when I say FMO, you can interpret that to mean any of those titles. We had a lot of competitors, and that was good. You want to have competition. A lot of agencies that had a similar story to us. If you don't know the brokerage story, go back a few episodes, and we did an episode in November about the brokerage legacy. Hear that story. Well, we had a lot of competitors with a similar story, and that was cool. But here recently, in the last few years, almost every single one of our competitors has been acquired, and they've sold to larger corporations. And I don't mean to pass judgment to any of those who have made that decision, right? It's their business. It's for them to decide to do that. But what we have heard time and time again is the agents and the brokers and the agencies that were partnered with them that had those relationships throughout the years, they've felt that shift. They've felt that the culture has changed, that family level of service they once appreciated has just kind of gone by the wayside. And to be honest with you, today, from my point of view, you've really only got three options. You've got two large corporations and all their various partners, and you've got an independent family-owned brokerage firm like ours. And I 100% understand why some people prefer the big corporate model. There's something for everybody. That's a great thing about free market. There is something for everyone. But if you are someone who says, no, I don't want to be treated like a number. In fact, I want all the tech, I want all the resources of a large company, but I would really like that personalized service, that family feel. Well, then I would encourage you to look this direction. Because one thing that we're really proud of is that technology is scalable, right? What we found is a lot of these bigger companies, That's their main selling point. They sell you on this technology offering. Well, fortunately, because technology is scalable, it's just a matter of servers and, back-end scalability. We can offer the same tech that anybody else can. But what others can't offer is our people. And so hopefully this has been helpful because we've kind of gone through the nitty-gritty, so to speak, of what you need to be watching out for. But I did want to kind of close with, as you're looking at partnerships, know your values, right? And let your values point you in the right direction. Obviously, we would love to partner with anyone who's interested in working with us, but we understand we're not going to be the best fit for everybody, and that's okay too. But I hope this information has been helpful for you because, again, this is really a great time of year to be making these decisions so that you can get it all taken care of in the open enrollment, kind of sort of the off season in our Medicare and ACA world. And then you can be building that momentum so by the time the next enrollment season gets here, you're ready to go. So to close this episode today, I would like to just give you an open invitation to check us out for yourself. There's zero obligation. There's no pressure. We want to work with people that want to work with us, right? We're never going to be pulling teeth. So if you're interested in learning more about partnering with a company like The Brokerage, I want to invite you to just go to thebrokerageInc.com. Again, that's thebrokerageInc.com. And right there on the homepage, if you click Get Started, it'll give you a form that lets you into our full agent portal. From there, you're going to be able to see everything we offer from our marketing programs, all the technology I just mentioned, products, and so much more. And a member of our team would be happy to introduce you to the brokerage and answer any questions you may have. And then, like I said, if a partnership makes sense, awesome. We would love to do it. And if not, we wish you well either way. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening to this episode of The Broker Link, and we will see you next week.
You've been listening to The Broker Link, where we empower insurance agents to sell more, earn more, and stay independent. If you're looking for a partner dedicated to helping you grow your insurance business, visit us at thebrokerageInc.com. We'll see you next week.